Here we see the Longmen Caves located in Luoyang, which happens to be one of the 3 largest grottoes in China.
In fact, all the grottos are connected by the Silk Road.
The construction of the grottos started during the late Northern Wei dynasty in 494 and lasted for more than 400 years.
Zhao Wen and his Wei dynasty were nomads from northern China. The Chinese people resented their new leaders, and the elite of the Tulba tribe did not wish to adopt the Chinese culture.
The capital was moved from Pingcheng to Luoyang, and projects on building the city began. In order to strengthen his power, Exin Wen adopted the Chinese culture and began to construct temples and city projects.
Because of the time spent on the city, only one of the cave temples were able to be completed.
The central Binyang cave began in 508 CE. Its patron was Emperor Zhang Wu and was created to honor his father.
Exin Wu was the second son of Exin Wen. Under his rule, Buddhism became the official state religion.
At first glance, you can immediately recognize the iconography, mostly of Buddhism. Specifically the position that the Buddhas were in, seated with legs crossed, demonstrated their high ranking and power because even though they are in a vulnerable position, they are still overwhelming in size, which is known as hierarchy of scale.
Although looking deeper on the cave walls, there were processions of royal donors and their attendants.
You can also see shrines devoted to personal things like health, safety, ancestors, and afterlife.
Specifically, the largest shrine from the Tang dynasty in 675 resembles the cosmic Buddha, Vairocana.
This cosmic Buddha supposedly embraces all worlds, which include past and present.
Next to the Vairocana, there are bodhisattvas, monks, and other guardian figures.
Moreover, there is clear power to the emperor, or rather empress.
Considering there are 1,350 caves and 40 pagodas, which are Buddhist temples and sacred buildings, each filled with Buddhist statues, the Longmen Caves were not only vast but expensive.
Empress Wu, the first and only reigning female in Chinese history, had a contribution to the construction of the main section's most significant statue, which not only flaunts her wealth, but also acted as propaganda of her power. This propaganda was achieved by adding her facial structure to the face of the Buddha, which compared her power to that of their spiritual leader.
Furthermore, there were donations from other parties such as the members from the imperial family and other wealthy families. Generals and religious groups believed their benevolence would return good fortune.
This idea of karma is an aspect of the religious practices of Buddhism, which is shown contextually.
The predecessor of the Longmen Caves is the Hunyang Caves, created during the 5th century during the 6th Dynasty's period. The Longmen style, compared to the styles of other periods, features a garb of Chinese scholars that draped over flat figures.
The idea that these massive structures cut from rock originated in Central Asia and was spread to China through trade. The caves were influenced by a number of cultures, but the Buddhist religion originated in India.
Yanggang represents the traditional styles of Buddhism, whereas Longmen Caves embody the Chinese style.
The mortuary temple of Hatshepsut, made alongside a cliff, resembles the Longmen Caves in regards to the fact that both were commissioned in order to broadcast the power of the royalty. The mortuary temple exhibited numerous statues and artifacts dealing with the power of Hatshepsut as well as the beliefs of Egyptians.
Some statues at the Temple of Hatshepsut feature a sphinx with her head. This symbolizes her power through Egyptian beliefs in comparison to the Buddha at the Longmen Caves that resemble Empress Wu's face, therefore showing their power through propaganda of their beliefs.
In a way, Empress Wu and Hatshepsut made themselves their own deities.
The caves were painted in blues, reds, and golds, but over time that paint has faded and been worn away by the elements.
In contrast to the Temple of Hatshepsut, which was purposely destroyed as an act of iconoclasm done by her co-ruler after she had passed away.
The Longmen Caves were not only dedicated to Buddhism, but also housed impressive Chinese work and political art on a grand scale.